Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into a really profound emotional experience, one that's a huge part of the journey with a progressive illness like ALS. We're talking about anticipatory grief. This question, it really gets right to the heart of a process that's super complex and honestly often misunderstood. Anticipatory grief is all about mourning a future loss while you're still living right here in the present. So, what are we really talking about? This is the core idea we're digging into. It's not about something that's already happened. It's about being aware of a loss that's coming and dealing with those slow, day-to-day changes that point toward it. To really wrap our heads around this kind of grief, we've got to ask a fundamental question. What exactly is being mourned before it's even technically gone? For someone with ALS, this grief is, well, it hits on so many different levels. It's about mourning the loss of physical freedom, the simple comfort of your daily routines, and all those future plans you had mapped out. It's also grieving the shifts in the roles that make you, being a parent, a professional, an artist, and that deep, heavy concern for how all this is going to affect your family. Now, here's something that's absolutely crucial to understand. This grief doesn't just move in a straight line. Nope. It's not one single event, but more like a series of emotional waves that crash as the illness progresses. This timeline is a really great way to see how it works. Each new stage of the illness can kick off a whole new wave of grief. From that initial shock of a diagnosis to losing mobility or speech, each new challenge brings its own emotional weight. And let's be clear, this is a completely natural response. It is not a sign of weakness. And inside those waves, you'll find this profound sadness, a real mourning for the future they had always imagined for themselves and their family. Then there's fear, a lot of it. Fear of what's coming, of losing control, or maybe that deep fear of becoming a burden to the people you love more than anything. And of course, there can be anger, you bet. Anger at the disease itself, at the sheer injustice of it all, at a medical world that just doesn't have a cure yet. And finally, there's often guilt. It's this heavy, heavy feeling about the stress the illness puts on family members and that sense of leaving your loved ones behind. Okay, so when you're facing all these powerful, tangled emotions, what's the most effective way to support someone? It's not about finding some magic fix. It starts with one simple but incredibly profound action: validation. I mean, just look at the contrast on this slide. It's so powerful. On the left, you've got these phrases we all say because we mean well, stay positive, but they can accidentally just shut someone down. But then look at the right side. Phrases like, I'm here with you, or it makes sense that you feel that way. They don't try to fix anything. They just communicate acceptance and presence. They show you're willing to just be there in the discomfort, and that alone is incredibly powerful. At the end of the day, it really just boils down to this: creating a safe space where someone can talk honestly about their fears, their hopes, their grief, can make them feel so much less alone. It's about listening, not about solving. And this idea of truly supportive listening, it leads us right into another crucial area: helping a person hold on to something that is absolutely fundamental, their sense of self. Think about it. A huge part of this grief comes from losing the roles that once defined a person. So helping them find new ways to connect with their passions, that is vital. It could be adapting a hobby, sharing their life's wisdom, or focusing on legacy projects. It reinforces that their identity is so much more than their physical abilities, and that life can still hold immense purpose. All of this brings us to our final, crucial idea: finding meaning together even when you're in the middle of a profound loss. It's just human nature, isn't it? Even when we're facing loss, we have this deep need for our lives to have significance. These pathways you see here, they're proactive steps that can really fight back against feelings of despair. Whether it's contributing to research, creating art, exploring those big spiritual questions, or getting professional support, these actions help turn a sense of helplessness into a sense of agency. It's also about finding some peace in the here and now. Things like mindfulness can't just erase grief, of course not. But what they can do is create these precious moments of calm and clarity. It's such a powerful reminder that joy and sorrow can, and very often do, exist side by side. And here's something we absolutely have to remember. This isn't a solo journey, not by a long shot. It's a shared experience. Caregivers and family members are on their own parallel journeys of grief, and supporting them is just as critical. Recognizing this creates empathy and makes sure that no one on this tough path has to feel like they're walking it alone. So, while this entire journey is without a doubt born from the pain of loss, it can also become a time of incredible connection, of deep love, and a time for reflecting on what really truly gives life meaning. And that's where we'll end things, with that thought. It's a question not just for those facing illness, but really for all of us. It's an invitation to think about our own lives, our legacies, and the incredible power of human connection when we're faced with our own mortality.